Bonsoir Twitch, bonsoir YouTube. On se retrouve sur FF16, toujours, encore. Alors, la dernière fois, on avait sauvé Jill. Et oui, on avait sauvé Jill qui s'était faite enlever par l'horrible Barnabas, Odin. On était parti avec notre bateau et on était allé la sauver. Et on s'était pris une grosse branlée de la part de Odin. Et après, bah, on a fait des bébés avec Jill. Et on a récupéré ses pouvoirs par la même occasion. Donc maintenant les pouvoirs de Shiva présents. Voilà, pouvoir de Shiva disponible. Je vais m'empresser d'essayer. Et là, donc, bah, notre prochain objectif, c'est d'aller rétamer la tronche à notre ami Odin, mais le problème, c'est qu'on a débloqué 1 milliard de quêtes annexes à la con. Et comme je suis un complétionniste stupide, eh bien, je vais perdre mon temps avec toutes ces quêtes annexes pourries. Voilà. Sur ce, alors les compétences de Shiva sont pas ouf en vrai. Déplacer, appuyer sur un... Oh merde, à chaque fois je me trompe de bouton, je... Triangle. Bonus de maîtrise, prolonge la durée de congélation, d'accord. Ok. Paf, 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 et ça fait quoi? Poussière de diamant. D'accord. 75 secondes de recharge, c'est quand même assez long. Ça, le problème, c'est que j'aime bien les pouvoirs de Garuda, moi, en fait. Je sais pas pourquoi je m'emmerderais avec un des pouvoirs comme ça. Bon, débloquons poussière de diamant. Achetons cette compétence. Parce que globalement, les trucs de Shiva, là, c'est moyen en tout, quoi, en fait. Tout est moyen. Ça fait pas trop de dégâts, ça fait pas trop d'étourdissement. C'est osef de ouf. Il y a que ça qui est efficace. Il y a que poussière de diamant qui a l'air de faire un truc. C'est à peu près tout. Alors que... Qu'est-ce que j'avais? J'avais Pulsar? Non. Ah si, c'est Pulsar que j'ai, qui est bien. Pulsar, ça met 25 secondes à se recharger. C'est bien. Enfin, c'est plus intéressant, quoi. Vraiment, là, Jill, j'avoue, je comprends pas trop, là. Et si je le maîtrise, je peux pas l'utiliser. Non, bah non, c'est un pouvoir spécifique à Shiva, donc bon. Moi, je veux bien l'améliorer, hein, mais... Mais Osef, en vrai. En vrai, Osef. Voilà. Je vous le dis. Osef. Qu'est-ce qu'on a comme accessoire? Je veux bien, mais ça va être nul. Parce que ça, c'est trop... Garuda est trop bien pour break les ennemis, en fait. Honnêtement, je vois pas l'intérêt. C'est sale le truc. C'est que plus t'avances dans le jeu et plus les nouvelles compétences que tu débloques, des nouveaux icônes, c'est nul quoi. Enfin, j'en vois vraiment pas l'intérêt. Bon allez, on se lance dans les quêtes annexes. Là, je sais pas laquelle c'est. Alors déjà, on a un vendeur. Tout à me vendre. Oui, waouh, super. J'ai hâte d'essayer tous ces trucs. Je n'ai rien échangeable contre des... Alors, elle est où la personne qu'il faut qu'on trouve? Elle est où cette personne? Allô? C'est vous?
It's been a pleasure, Doris.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking...
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slave... She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight...
That was her just now, wasn't it? So...
I'd say so. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's up after her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach. She's dangerous, Sid.
Then I'm going with you.
Oui,
Take care of the
allons-y.
escort.
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead. I'll follow once I've sent word back to the hideaway.
Ok, ok. Le viaduc de trucs bidule chouette. Là. Non, c'est à côté de rien. Il y avait un truc à faire à l'Estange. Allons à l'Estange. Je vous préviens, ça va être chaotique. Hein. Je vais passer d'une quête à une autre. Selon quel repère est plus proche hein, de moi. Alors. Coucou Wade.
Ah, Lord Rossel brings you to East.
A delivery.
Tiens, prends des graines de Gizal, gros chocobo, va.
These are Gizal green seeds.
Oui, tu es bien
Martha's keen to
africain.
cut the apron strings, then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show them so that they'll be able to fend.
That's not a bad...
Mm-hmm.
These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved... Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves. Bearers...
Oui, ça me passionne.
Unfortunately, we've been a little too big.
The horde.
Évidemment, des monstres
They're coming,
aiguillés.
so what-
Time it all. Gather the men in the square. Set
Yes, sir. What?
Évidemment, ça pouvait pas juste être une livraison.
Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen. We don't have the numbers to hold back us.
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If
What if you could call on reinforcements from...
you mean the bearers, we brought them here so they might live, not die.
So wait. You said you lack men, though they may not be trained soldiers like your guardians. What help?
You're right. I will.
Oui, fais donc. Faire une quête qui prend trop longtemps pour rien.
My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many.
On peut pas zapper le
But I
dialogue.
swear we can defeat them with
9
you
minutes de
at
stream
our
avant le
side.
premier bâillement. Hein.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you.
Quoi? Mais t'énerve pas, monsieur.
Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for.
Voilà.
Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you?
Oula, c'est Braveheart
Will
là.
you
Hein.
accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
Alors par contre, on va pas se battre avec des poils, s'il te plaît, quoi. Respecte-toi un peu, Martha.
What do you do?
All right.
give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together.
Vous inquiétez pas, de toute façon, je vais faire tout le travail. Hein.
For Eastpool.
Ouais. Ouais.
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield?
Bon, allez, on va se taper là.
So what's the plan?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment...
You're going to lure them into the village.
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm with luck. That point will be the village square. And for you and I...
A sound plan. But one that'll require a leader with a cool head. I'd say you have both in abundance, so please.
Ha! And let you...
Sir Wade!
Then you know we work together, each shielding the other that no man...
For Rosaria! For Rosaria!
Ouais.
We've no time to argue, my lord.
And I will do.
Ça va aller, mec, hein, j'ai les pouvoirs de Bahamut.
Suppose we better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are,
Je vais m'en
Martha.
sortir. Allez, hein, on va se battre. On va se battre.
And here it comes.
Oui, bonsoir. Vous êtes nombreux, hein. Oui, ok, faisons ça sinon, ouais. Dragonnet. Oui, la caméra. Surtout, n'hésitez pas à faire un combat intéressant. Hein. Allez, hein, ça dégage.
Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me
Ah,
only when
pardon.
Eastpool is won.
J'ai tombé ma manette.
If you're sure. May the founder.
Ok, alors. Faut que j'aille où? Faut que j'aille là? Bon.
Next one's mine. I might.
Chocobo.
Good girl.
Faster.
Ouais, j'ai pas le temps, poussez-vous. J'ai pas le temps. Oula! La vache! Un Bonder Curl.
With me, Toggle.
J'ai raté mon coup là. Hey. Hey yo. Non, je veux faire ça. C'est quand même assez fort méga fiction en fait. Je m'en rends compte maintenant, mais en charge 1, c'est quand même assez efficace là. Il est mort d'un coup.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Oui, allez, j'adore les allers-retours.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate
Ouais,
the
non, mais
rest of the Horde. I
y a
have
pas de
guardians
quoi, hein.
posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all
Tranquille,
seems
hein.
quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
Éclaté,
I
je
think
suis
it
trop
might.
fort.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
We did it!
Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before, but now we do.
Ah bah, je suis ravi,
Forgive us,
Thérèse.
Sir Wade. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now. So we have to start acting. We have to fight.
And we shall. We all. This is our home. And if
They'll have us to answer to.
Come on then.
This village isn't.
Super.
They're not slaves.
No. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today...
I believe you,
I shall remain here, my lord. After all, this is my home now, too.
I think you'll. But you should. I'll have to pull my weight too. Speaking of which, I ought.
Can we continue to count on you?
Of course. And us Rosarians are.
Indeed.
And Clive. I ain't paid you for delivering.
All right.
Oui, j'arrive. Il nous faut déjà 20 minutes pour terminer une quête, j'ai très peur là.
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes. Since that day, there have been more than when the odds seemed so, but every time I would to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose.
So wait, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool,
Oula.
and indeed all of Rosaria.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the
Là, il
world
s'est
will be
téléporté
safe
alors
in
que j'ai même
yours.
pas appuyé sur la touche pour passer le dialogue, c'est très bizarre. Bon. Retournons à Maud Martha et prenons notre récompense et surtout enlevons une quête à notre longue liste de travail là. Hein, les devoirs de vacances. Alors que je suis pas en vacances. Juste les devoirs, hein. J'ai passé l'âge de faire les
Here, it's
devoirs,
lucky
moi.
you came by when you did. Not only did my seeds get to,
I just did what I...
and its own. Take it.
Et merci. J'aurais pu me la donner là-bas, la
Thank you,
récompense. Hein.
So, Eastpool's finally back and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your...
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know, bearers living free like that. Old as I am to recall them.
I take it you didn't know...
Well, if you really want to know. In fact, that's how I met him. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Me, I thought he was a new constable, and before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all. Told me I was giving them relief, but not free. Got right under my skin it did. Told him if he did...
C'est bien, c'est qu'il n'y a pas eu besoin de faire une cinématique
He smiled,
de flashback.
and then he laughed.
Juste un plan sur
And then I did the same.
l'auberge.
We made a pact.
And you were...
Well, we both wanted the same thing, just like your dad. Do you know I was born? He certainly didn't.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions. Which is why those...
Suppose you. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent. It's almost enough to... Anyway, better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some. At least the folks who say...
That sounds like...
Allez, s'il vous plaît, là, ça fait 25 minutes. J'aimerais au moins terminer une quête. 4800 d'XP quand même. Avec un vieil objet décoratif dont je me contrefous. Excellent, on reviendra. Hein. Allez, bonne soirée. Bon, téléportons-nous là-bas. Oh, mamma mia, eh. Chocobo.
Ready, go?
On va se grouiller parce que j'ai pas envie de me battre contre ces merdouilles. J'ai pas que ça à faire. Alors je fais quoi là? Ah. Alors c'est quoi cette mission? Je sais pas ce qu'il y a ici.
Good. How did Doris come to know a slaver?
Ah oui, c'est la suite de la quête avec l'esclavagiste.
We've waited long enough.
Back to civilization.
With all haste. Lest any of you lack wit. I presume your men are ready. We've suffered too many delays as it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it appears we have company. Kill him.
Oh ma chérie, je crois que tu sais pas ce qui t'attend là. Déjà, votre mage là. Je me trompe toujours de touche, hein, je sais pas pourquoi. Voilà. Hein. Alors, toi, tu vas pas faire le malin quand je t'aurais fumé dans 2 secondes. insupportable. C'est quoi ces bruitages, quoi? Bon, allez, hein. Bon, madame. Je crois que vous n'êtes plus trop en position de négocier.
So much for your escort.
You'll forgive me for not avenging my men. I'm not the swordswoman I used to be. I surrender. Do with me as you wish, Sid the Outlaw.
Sid.
Ah, Doris. I take it you're not here to rescue me from our brooding renegade? You know, I always wondered where you'd vanished to. But casting your lot with this criminal of all people.
Better fighting for a cause than killing. I'm sorry, Sid. This woman, my former mom, she raised me like a daughter. And I did.
It wasn't all terrible. You were always so eager to learn. And had such... But you proved yourself a master. How about it?
I never swore my blade to you. To liberate the bear. Farewell, master.
You always were. Perhaps that's the reason I love...
Du coup, on les égouille pas, la dame? Moi, je suis pas pour la paix, hein.
What do you want to do?
I am not the killer she wanted me to be. And she no longer has friends in Hype.
All right.
I am. And thank you.
C'est tout? Mais meuf, elle va continuer à faire du trafic d'êtres humains, hein. C'est pas ça qui va l'arrêter, hein.
And I should head back to the...
Bon, attends, on a une autre mission à faire ici, là. Tu me téléportes au refuge, là? Mais putain. Mais j'avais une autre quête à faire dans cette zone. T'es chiant, bordel. Tu fais jamais ça. Pourquoi là tu t'es improvisé téléporteur? Connard.
With any luck, they'll
Ouais,
be joining
ouais,
us
ouais,
tomorrow.
ouais, ouais.
Later.
I'd been hoping as
Ouais,
much.
ouais,
So
ouais,
the
ouais.
slaver we'd been chased, she's been arrested, by the way, over in Sandbreak. Went quietly, or so we're told. And she won't be getting off lightly.
Super, elle s'est rendue.
Empire
Ça
may
n'a
have
aucun
no love
sens.
for bearers, but it's none too fond of black market. Can't have been easy for Dorit.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I hope so. You had quite the past yourself before you came here, or anyway.
Bla 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 bla
Thanks
bla,
again,
je
Sid.
m'en
Keep up the good-
fous. Tu m'as obligé à revenir ici alors que j'aurais pu le faire plus tard. Genre. Et qu'est-ce qui était sûr, genre? Ça m'interrompt en plein milieu de mon exploration. Enfin. Tout ça pour voir ta sale tronche et ta récompense de merde. On déconne. Non, non, c'est cool. Faut que j'y retourne. Absolument pas le point de téléport le plus... Si. Oh, j'en sais rien. Ça me saoule.
Time to fight.
Time tout rien du tout, j'ai pas le temps. Allez, salut.
Damn it. The whole village is turned. I can walk from here.
Ah d'accord. Bon, très bien. D'accord, d'accord. Moi qui voulais juste aller à mon objectif, c'est raté. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Mais je voulais pas me battre contre lui, mon toutou, là. Hein, est-ce que c'était vraiment nécessaire? Que je peux re-speedrunner? Tu vas pas t'enfuir là, le chocobo? S'il te plaît.
Run like the wind.
J'ai envie de me faire les pauvres bombos de merde là. Chose à foutre.
All right.
En tout cas, c'était clairement pas le meilleur point de téléporte. Hein. C'est carrément de la merde. Oh, s'il te plaît, le camion là. C'est où qu'il faut taper?
I need to deal with these ones first. Let's try.
Qu'est-ce que tu me fais là? Oui. C'est bon, tout cassé. Allez, ramasse l'objet.
This is it. Right then.
On a fait 1 sur 3, super. Alors, la suite. La suite, ouais. On a par ici. Ah. Chocobo.
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia.
C'est-à-dire que je viens de faire mon récapitulatif de l'année sur PlayStation là et que le jeu sur lequel j'ai passé le plus de temps c'est ce putain de jeu quoi. Oh là là, j'ai passé plus de temps sur ce jeu que tous les autres cette année, ça me gave, c'est celui que j'aime le moins.
Thanks, girl.
Voilà. Et deux.
Two down. One to go.
C'est quoi ici? Alors oui, mais je peux pas y aller. Je passe par là, c'est ça? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a par ici? Sable au clair, ça merde. 1 milliard de quêtes, c'est un enfer. Bris de l'avènement, c'est où? 33, c'est le... Non, c'est 2. Terminer cette quête là.
there were ghosts at the gates, not days.
Ah là là, quel plaisir. Comment ça? Comment ça? Et y a quoi ici?
Halt.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Oh, sorry about that. You got some business with the...
No, actually, I was hoping...
We're under orders not to... But you should be alright. Wait here.
C'est pas du tout la même
I'll go
mission, j'ai envie de crever, je me suis trompé de repère. Oh là là. Pas du tout la même mission.
So, you are the sellsword, and I shall see it. Tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. But no more. For
why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles, which is more than can be said for Oriflamme. The Empire wants for a capital.
Alors je m'en fous, hein.
Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to thee, we need only build a wall around both to create a city.
Oui, c'est vrai, c'est facile à faire, c'est bien.
Plans are all soon enough. These frauds.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people... If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, she will require one whose authority... That is why this levy, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and yet there are those who persist in...
I suspect.
Precisely.
Oula.
The common folk have little and less,
madame.
and you mean to deprive them of even that? You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would...
Without an empire, there are...
And in yours, there will be only... Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
Alors par contre, oui, moi je m'en fous, hein. Pour une fois, il a raison, Clive.
A citizen's revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose.
Ah oui, allons demander aux gens ce qu'ils en
On
pensent.
the other side of the wall.
Oui, je m'en fous. Oui, je m'en fous. Et j'ai pas besoin de leur parler aux gens, je m'en fous. Ils vont dire, oh, c'est pas bien, oh.
I've been hearing a lot of...
Nothing good, are we? Going around acting like he owns... And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, just need his eminence to sod off.
Non mais tout le monde va vouloir Apolline comme patronne, voilà. C'est choquant, hein.
Come back again.
I heard he was the dreadworm.
Ils sont où les gens à qui il faut parler là?
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the meadows of.
A question. What do you think of the Duke of...
Le mec il s'occupe juste de ses chocobos quoi.
You build a life for yourself somewhere. If he thinks his name and his chain will do whatever it takes.
Le mec veut juste s'occuper de ses chocobos tranquillou et je viens l'emmerder avec mes questions.
Right there.
Just your opinion. I wondered what you...
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. And now he's trying to drive us out completely. Threatening if the dame said she wanted him run out.
Oui, donc tout le monde veut que Apolline s'impose.
What about the soldiers?
Ouais, super. Maintenant il faut qu'on interroge 3 soldats. Oh là 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 là. Oh. West Design. Oh. Tout ça pour un truc dont je me contre-branle, c'est terrible. Tu vas voir que la récompense, elle va être éclatée au sol. Oh, le jeu, il me régale, quoi. On pourrait aller affronter Odin, mais non. C'est trop important qu'on fasse ces quêtes.
Well, I mean, look around. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. But if they volunteer, I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure we're all... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another...
Ouais, bref. Ceux que ça avantage, ils sont pour, et ceux que ça avantage pas, ils ont contre. Et bienvenue en politique, hein. Politique 101, tout le monde défend ses intérêts privés, hein. C'est pas... Clive, vraiment, t'es un ravi de la crèche, quoi. Bon.
You're the one who's talking
On the Dame's behalf, yes. What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town. If the Duke can get us...
Oui, voilà, tu es fidèle à ton engagement, parce que sinon, ça te mettrait personnellement dans la merde, et tout le monde défend son intérêt. Clive, ça sert à quoi de parler à 6 PNJ différents pour en arriver à cette conclusion, quoi?
It's not all I know is that, look, no one wants
Bla.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Oh. Oh là là, oh là là. Mais combien de personnes tu comptes consulter, quoi? Fais-toi ton propre avis, chef. Philippe, je sais où tu te caches.
For you, certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right.
Well...
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love. Well, dude, thanks again.
Wow, bravo, tu as réussi à réfléchir par toi-même. Que tu veux une gommette?
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabelle will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Bon, donc il faut retourner voir Pauline. Qui s'appelle en vérité Isabelle. Ça, les traductions de prénoms, je comprends pas. Hein. C'est comme Olivier qui a été traduit en Octavien.
Were you able to speak?
I was.
Oui, voilà mes conclusions formidables sur cette situation.
Well, it will certainly, though I doubt they deserve to be heard, Clive.
Sadly, His Eminence values their I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacked. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought had I sworn to protect Sambrek? Thank you for trying.
I don't know about...
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about.
C'est une plus belle histoire d'amour que celle de Jill.
I honestly don't know when those monsters will, but I'm certain they're not finished. And when they do come back, we need to stand together. And with you to lead us, my lady. It was you who finally... There's no point following orders if they go against everything you...
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope. We have only to turn our attentions to the true... Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads? I fear his...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the...
Bla 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 bla, donnez-moi ma récompense.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
Oh oui, c'était le chapitre 1er, ça veut dire qu'il y aura un chapitre 2, j'ai hâte. J'ai vraiment hâte. J'ai vraiment hâte, j'imagine que le chapitre 2 se débloquera quand on aura battu Odin et qu'ils me mettront une dernière salve de quête annexe avant le boss final. Est-ce que c'est vraiment ce que t'as envie de faire avant de te battre contre Ultima? C'est de t'infliger des quêtes annexes de merde. Bon, du coup, ça c'est fait. Allez, allons trouver le dernier artefact sphérique. Un régal le jeu. Un régal. Je vais pas dans la bonne direction là. Alors. Pas que j'aille au mauvais endroit. Allez, oula, vous êtes très nombreux là. Alors non. Ça suffit les boucliers là. C'est bon, vas-y gouille tout le monde. Allez très très vite. Voilà, artefact sphérique. Tout récupéré. Ah, j'ai tout récupéré. Tu es fier de moi le jeu? Allons rendre ça. Putain, là-bas là.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
On ira s'occuper de la quête du forgeron peut-être après, ça nous débloquera des trucs intéressants. Oh, j'espère. Bon, lui, du coup, il va nous agrandir la sacoche, je pense. Oui, tiens, voilà, tes artefacts à la con, là. Vous pouvez pas se trouver au même endroit.
May I present to you the Telemon Furnace?
Wow, incroyable.
She's a beauty.
C'est une postillère.
And I ain't about to let your...
It's fine.
Oh, don't say that. You could just... How about that clasp? Looks a bit stiff. Reckon you... And I reckon I know how. With a new alloy we've been working. It's a metal, see? So it's lovely and strong.
Stretchy metal.
That is the...
Et voilà, des potions en plus. Je ne dis pas non à des potions en plus. Même si j'en ai pas tant besoin que ça dans la quête principale. Mais pour les quêtes de chasse dans S, ça va être utile.
And I wanted to get some practice in using that metal. Can't think of any right now, but maybe one day the whole...
They'll hardly believe they're...
Allez, hein, bisous. 4800 d'XP quand même. Sacoche à remède élargie. Waouh. Incroyable. Et maintenant 5 super potions et 8 potions. Plein la besace. Ouais, j'en ai plein le cul aussi. Plein le cul de ce jeu. Alors, allons ici à Dravost. Qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent à Dravost? Alors zigouiller des monstres. Salut mon pote.
Clive. And the Akashic? Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us some time if we need it. Enough for the villagers to barricade themselves inside their homes at least.
Well done.
Welcome back, Sid. I'd never have guessed, you know. Not if August hadn't let slip. Who'd have thought that the save keen to help us?
I am.
Thought you could sneak off.
Blackthorn.
Oh, les ennemis jurés réunis.
What are you? One of the scouts couldn't keep his voice down. Unlike my best mate who didn't think so, Dan. Long enough for us to...
Then your idea of an apology.
Don't listen to him. You only...
But that ain't the whole of it. Vulcan, he left it to me. The best blacksmith in... Bloody, if someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft. Our master wasted half his life now.
So you wasted half of them?
You're what Dravos needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the consequences. I may be a selfish prick, but I only...
What you had to do was...
Even if it meant we all...
Enough. You can finish beating each other up once Dravos...
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. Short enough on time. Still, give us a mo, would you?
Mon chéri. Mon chéri, une bataille difficile, vraiment. Allons.
You,
Mais oui.
right, you don't want any nasty... Oh, and...
Il est ça en 2 minutes, là.
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls, and there are more coming up.
What was I saying about nasty surprises?
They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open. We're pulling back behind the gates.
Good idea. Get yourselves inside, but keep your weapons handy.
Understood.
I'm prepared to fight if I have to.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts are inside, no heroic last stands, you hear me? No fighting.
August's right. The people here are tough and willing.
I'm going out. Start work on the gate as soon as I...
And if they kill you...
You evacuate. It won't come to that. Take good care of Drav.
Leave it to me. And...
Oula, c'est un gros bestiau, ça. Mais je vais quand même lui exploser la tronche. Bonsoir. Peace out, connard. MDR. Alors toi tu vas regretter de m'avoir tapé toi. T'es quoi toi? T'es un griffon? Ouais, super. Allez, bisous. Ça dégage.
Is that it?
Prépare-toi bien, ça va être dangereux.
Apparently not.
Ah. Bon, c'est peut-être dangereux.
Not getting past me. Nice try.
Allez. Aïe aïe ouille. Allez, ciao. Ciao, bye bye. Merci, au revoir.
Now, the question is, did I miss any?
Man alive! You still in one piece?
I slew as many as I could.
As many as I could, he says. The old bleeding lot, more like it. Well, almost.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall. But we got the bastards, don't you worry.
Good.
In time, yeah.
Mhm.
Sid! You're even more fearsome than your reputation.
Mhm.
Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched things. But mostly, I felt grateful. Dravovs won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those...
And that's if the flood don't spread. I hate to say it, but the village is...
That may be. With ether floods springing up all over, we'll fortify the gates to... and I'll see that they're guarded.
All right.
Ok, ok, très bien. Bah, faites ce que vous voulez, hein.
As for you, Black, that's twice you've done so.
I shouldn't have stayed away.
Too bloody... I always... You leaving gave me the perfect... And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what you'd have been the death.
Finally. Something we
Oh, il se réconcilie, c'est mignon.
You see the sense of it.
Alive, perhaps. Our work used to be the pride of Dalmekia. Now... It's not about the craft anymore. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing them. I've kept working, honing my skill. The average castler, come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can...
That's a kind offer. There's people who trust their lives to my... But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me...
I never thought I'd see...
I'd say that went pretty well, wouldn't you?
Even better than I'd hoped.
Mhm, super bien.
Sid.
Une récompense. Une récompense. Broche, ouais. Va juste me débloquer encore plus de quêtes, cette merde là.
But designs for a certain sword have been passed down from chief to chief.
Now hold on, Zolt. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel, but the engravings on that thing, and they're not just for show.
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Drav? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and between the two of us.
Clive, you wouldn't...
As long as he can...
Right. Zoltan.
Je veux voir ce qui me débloque là. Attends. Qui va me débloquer une méga arme de la mort que je vais pas pouvoir forger parce que j'aurai pas les bons éléments. Ah.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
Bon, ça va les frères casse-couilles là?
We were just about to make a start on that.
It's funny. You remember Camille? We'll be using his leatherwork for the grip.
Ah
The
ouais.
steel, meanwhile, will be tempered in a fire, and that whetstone from the Outer Isles, that'll be what gives.
Waouh, en fait, tout menait à ça.
A team...
Right.
Toutes ces quêtes de merde ont culminé pour la fabrication de cette épée. Et tu vas voir que je vais en trouver une meilleure dans 2 heures. Aïe, aïe, aïe. One moment later.
Well, bugger.
Ah ouais. Ah ça c'est de l'épée hein.
The sword to end all swords.
Ah ouais, Ragnarok.
Thank you.
So,
This will take more than we're offered.
A list of materials.
Zoltan and I got talking on the long road back from...
Ah bah oui.
We reckon with those items there.
That's a weapon I'd like to see.
I was hoping you'd...
Voilà, c'est trop facile, c'est pas la meilleure épée.
time, eh, lads?
Good idea. No more drinking to forget my part.
On a une très bonne épée, mais il y en a quand même une meilleure que tu peux crafter si tu fais les quêtes de chasse. Voilà. Ah, j'ai gagné un niveau là, 4800 d'XP. Bim, incroyable. Niveau 43. Donc j'ai le plan pour le... Hein et la Ragnarok. Hein. Et plan de Götterdämmerung. Le mec a fait allemand au lycée. Cette arme me donne 25 de bonus d'attaque. C'est ok. C'est ok.
What do you want?
Et du coup, la Damerung là. Ah ouais, minerai de son brassier, corps primitif. Ah oui, j'ai rien du tout, quoi. J'ai rien du tout. J'ai peau de zob.
Trouble with your gear, or...
Ouais, tu peux encore...
Well, if it hadn't been for...
Ouais, d'accord.
See that sword of yours stays oiled.
Alors... Et du coup, j'ai une nouvelle skin dans le menu, là, une nouvelle apparence d'arme. Ragnarok, super. Vers un monde meilleur. Uh-huh. Collection de merdouilles, et voilà, tu as débloqué un vieux panneau avec un chocobo pixelisé, voilà. J'espère que tu es très heureux, Clive. Alors... Il en reste encore 3 des quêtes. Allez, on va y arriver. Il est quelle heure là? 22h05. Oh oui, on va les terminer les 3 quêtes là. On va les terminer avant 23h quand même. On va avoir le temps d'avancer un petit peu dans la quête principale, j'espère. Donc qu'est-ce que tu veux, toi?
Still in Dalamit.
Ah,
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. I've developed, having worked so hard to see it saved from one sentiment, Master Lubor certainly...
You're not the...
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the... and he said that you might be able to...
Then you've come at just the right time. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together, and we must strike soon, at as many camps as we can. We can't give this league of theirs time to rally its forces.
All right. Which camp shall I take?
There's one upriver. Just out there, across the dunes.
Leave it with me.
Chocobo.
Ready to go?
C'est parti. Le beau désert violet, waouh. C'est magnifique.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
Oui, bonsoir. Alors, vous allez rien faire du tout, mes potes. Ouais, non, tu vas soigner rien du tout, mon pote. Tu vas soigner rien du tout. Allez, bonne soirée les bandits, hein.
I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
Bah,
No,
évidemment.
but that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you.
What is it?
The whole town's in up, saying that Lubor is a bearer.
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape, and his escape route took him right through Dalamar. Some of the children spotted him, and he was about to silence them. And when Lubor felled him with a bolt of magic, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years, which is what people are saying. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. No man is branded by choice. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who has made a leader of himself when the world believed he should have been a...
Oui, 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 oui.
You're right.
C'est trop de dialogue. Adieu.
And now, I made it a habit to keep a crystal. Well,
We're sorry, but we just...
there's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me is that look at him talking to...
All lies are... Once people make up their minds, we need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed.
You're right.
I'm glad I'm a Dalmek born and bred. You head to the tap. Make Conrad and Natalie. They know that Lubor and I are friends. Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants.
I'll do what I can.
Tout c'est à cause du racisme. Bravo.
Lubor, I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all I can ask of you.
C'est bien parce que c'est la fin du monde, mais les gens n'oublient pas d'être racistes avant tout. Hein. C'est ça la priorité numéro 1. Bon, les connards. Ça va, on est des gros racistes.
Forgive me for disturbing you, but...
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer.
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? In this, at least, he's done the town a...
Leniency? He pretended to be one of...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied.
So what do you propose?
Perhaps. That is... And they will thank you.
Ah ouais, c'est bien, ça a bien marché, Clive. Hein. Ça a été convaincant. Super. Un orateur d'exception.
There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded.
You never know.
All right.
Ouais, super. J'adore faire des allers-retours tous les 20 mètres.
I assumed...
There's still hope. But...
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. We'll talk some sense into them.
No, and your
But Luke...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. To yourself be true. That was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end, and so must I be. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people are only united can they hope to stand against... I'll need to make...
Don't go, Lubor. We'll be all alone.
Trust me, little ones.
How could it possibly? The least you can do is give the townspeople a...
They would not take it.
Over, you say. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town. I thought you were better, but it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice?
Of those available to me, but where are my manners?
Tout le monde peut arrêter de se comporter comme des enfants.
If there's anything
I'll...
Encore une quête de qualité. Ne manquera pas de se résoudre dans le 2e chapitre, bien sûr. Alors, où allons-nous ensuite? Alors, il faut aller par là. Et sinon, il faut aller là. Bah, allons là parce que il n'y a pas d'exploration à faire.
Don't blame yourself, Elle. This I know, but no buts about.
Oui, oui, oui.
Is something wrong?
Vonnie came to give the talks with. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak, though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered the consortium offered double what we did, and
You had no opportunity to make a counteroffer.
none at all.
Elle? I saw
And with good.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fist were speaking to about the bearers. How did the consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. They have ears all over the Republic. This isn't over. The consort. I'm going to rant.
Alone?
Are you offering? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gate. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. Even if I fail to free these bearers.
Oui, allons
Someone
parler
needs
à
to
des
prepare
gens,
the
ça me
place and keep
passionne.
any prowling.
Oh, and that.
C'est ce que je préfère dans le jeu, parler à des gens.
Well, from meeting the Silver Peak consort, she'll never join them after this, surely. No, she said it herself. She means to stay with us then. I can't say I'm not.
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the court, so I bid you farewell. I'll gather my men and leave for Cash.
Je m'en fous, mais complètement de votre histoire.
You go to Randala and see if you can stop my sister. But
I'll do my best.
Vous n'êtes pas des personnages secondaires suffisamment importants pour que j'en ai quelque chose à faire de votre histoire ou de vos problèmes. Hein.
Better not keep Eloise waiting.
C'est où la douane? Là-bas. On the chocobo. « 22h15, oui, ça va aller, il nous reste 2 quêtes.
When are they gonna let us through?
Chocobo.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Ouais, vas-y mon gros poulet. Et tu t'es cogné contre un coin de caillou là. Me voilà, je me téléporte, bonjour.
Here they are.
You wish to consult with me?
I did. It's about the bearers you recently purchased from the Fist. We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves, and then you stepped into the fray.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer to you suggested that the regard was not mutual. And so we resumed our business.
I did not hesitate. I am simply... But what is done is done. Come.
Alas, you are too... We rarely take on such unconventional merchandise without the bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from across... A most demanding fellow, if it's any consolation. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed, even given their own bunks for the Voyager. That's what you get when you deal with...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent is quite different. They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knackers, yeah.
C'est chelou, il va les filer à bouffer à des monstres. Hein.
That does sound... No matter then. And with it, my interest...
My associates will...
Bon, moi j'ai pas fait le chemin du retour.
I'm sorry you weren't able.
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did, and their representative hinted at a possible purchase when he came to recruit me. I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged to tell me more. As soon as he left, I sent my own offer to Randalar.
So you know.
No. I entertained the Consortium's but I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who...
You tried.
Ah, c'est terrible.
And if what
Tout
he
ton
said
plan
was
de
true,
génie est tombé à l'eau.
the bearers are to be well treated.
Et
They
je m'en fous.
deserved more. I wanted so bad.
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. A pack of beasts have come down from the Mount. Theo and the others are trying to hold. They need help.
Theo!
Ah ouf, un combat. J'ai cru qu'on allait faire que parler à des gens.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men.
Quand même.
Hold on, Theo. I'm coming.
Comment ça, 500 là? J'ai plus vite fait d'aller à ce téléporte là. J'ai plus vite fait de passer par là. Chocobo. Ah, tchoum. Attends. Eh. Pardon, excusez-moi, pardon, j'ai pas le temps.
That'll do, girl.
Oui, bonsoir. Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici?
Where's Theodore?
Upriver! He led the dragon that way to keep it from the... We just have to...
I can do better.
Ah, il doit être dans la grande arène. Ah bah oui, voilà. Cette grande arène, on y était passé, elle était complètement vide et on m'était dit que ça servait à rien et que ils allaient s'en servir plus tard. Et effectivement, ils s'en sont servis plus tard. Beaucoup plus tard. Oui, j'ai pas le temps pour vous, les scorpions. Je vous le dis poliment. J'ai pas le temps pour vous. J'ai le temps pour personne en Harley Davidson. Oui, bonsoir. Vous êtes très nombreux là. Bon, maintenant qu'on s'est occupé du menu fretin, il y a un dragon, c'est ça?
Can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does.
MDR.
Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy.
On a affronté pire. Niveau 36, c'est un bébé. Encore un color swap d'un ennemi qu'on a déjà affronté 3 fois, mais c'est pas grave. hein, bisous. Aïe Aïe. Dégage. Merci, au revoir.
Clive? Theodore, you had me worried for...
Oh non! Oh merde!
I think it might be a little too late for that.
Oh non, c'est tragique.
Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take, and that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream. Theodore!
Oh non!
Don't make me do this.
Stop it, Theo! Stop!
Stay back, Eloise!
Oui, Loïs, t'approche pas. Hein.
And so will you!
Oh non.
Theodore. Take care of my sister. Theodore. Wait. Goodbye. Elle.
Oh non. Oh, mais c'est méga tragique. C'était hyper tragique, je m'y attendais pas du tout. Hein.
That was true bravery. His first instinct was always to protect people.
And now he's gone, because I sent him to that place.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to show you...
To live my own life. He never could come to terms with the choice I made.
What exactly? You once told me Theo was the first...
We grew up in Canva. And I was chosen to... I had my father's head for figures, you see. A late bloomer. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until my parents tried to drive him out of the house before they could. I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed and devoted myself. But I have never. Being with my brother meant more to me than I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night. He was never a burden. If anything, I was the one.
You weren't, Eloise. He said it himself, that he had always been grateful to you for saving him. And that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you... Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever was necessary, and you always would.
You're right. All I ever... It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo.
C'est dommage que cette quête porte sur des personnages vraiment très secondaires à l'intrigue, parce qu'avec des personnages un peu plus attachants, ça aurait pu marcher. Hein. Enfin, ça aurait mieux marché en tout cas. Au moins ils ont essayé un truc un peu intéressant.
But I'm staying here at the... We can make a difference here. We can help. I need nothing more. So I'll carry on bringing smiles to people and to Theo's. This is the life I have chosen.
I've made it to continue helping you however I can.
Thank you. Let's go on together then.
Un trésor à la con et réduire le délai d'utilisation de 3,3 secondes. Waouh, indispensable. Du coup, à chaque fois tu me remets sur la map monde. Alors. Pour aller là, il faut qu'on passe par là. Ce sera notre dernière quête annexe. J'espère que c'est notre dernière quête annexe de la soirée. J'espère que j'aurai juste un peu le temps d'avancer quand même pour l'intrigue principale. Ne serait-ce que 15 minutes. J'ai pas envie de me battre contre lui, ça va me prendre du temps pour rien. Alors, qu'avons-nous ici? Oui. Merci, au revoir. Beep boop. Ah, il y a 1 milliard de merde. Merde. Hop, ça dégage. Petit coffre. Boucle d'oreille de déflagration. Mais non. Incroyable. Et ça fait quoi des boucles d'oreilles de déflagration? Augmente les dégâts de volonté et tir percutant, je m'en fous. Allez, au revoir. Casse-toi, gobelin marabout, quoi. Genre, le gobelin est un marabout. Gigas des collines, carrément. Oh, oh le pauvre, quoi. La parade que je lui ai fait, malgré moi. Ouais, bon, là, par contre, biche bob, quoi. Hein. Mais nique-toi! Oh, le jeu qui me laisse pas le break parce qu'il fait son attaque de merde, hein. Qu'est-ce que c'est frustrant! Y'a rien. J'ai fait le détour pour rien, y'a même pas un trésor, rien du tout. Juste des monstres de merde. Alors toi tu vas le regretter ça. Bon, c'était un excellent détour, il n'y avait rien du tout. Excellent, on adore. Reprenons la route principale. Je sens que je vais avoir à peine le temps de terminer tous ces katanax. explique, j'ai pas le temps. Merci, au revoir. Je vois que nous avons un nouveau point de téléporte. Ah, ici. Y'a rien. Un nouveau point de téléporte. Carrément. C'est un vrai village, ça? Ça m'a l'air bien vite, quand même. Ah bah... Je vous explique.
Oh non. You'll pay for this.
Ah! Quand même. C'était trop facile.
It's over.
Hein, voilà, hein, tout. Oh, un coffre. Excellent, 15 bobines de soie d'acier, vraiment. Je me disais, il me manquait quelque chose pour descendre les poubelles. Alors, 15 dents animales, mais oui, tout à fait. Ça tombe bien, j'ai prévu de faire de l'orthodontie animalière. Pas d'autres coffres par ici avec des denrées indispensables. Ce qui est drôle, c'est qu'on a fait ce méga détour. On a fait ce méga détour alors qu'on aurait pu passer par l'autre porte si on était un peu plus bourrin. Ouh, il est vilain, lui. Oh la vache! On a mis une patate. Patate de forain, mais... Allez, hein. Ça dégage. Bonne soirée, les connards. Merci.
Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize. We are archaeologians. Thanks to them.
You call them your brothers might still be alive if you... Surely this survey wasn't worth done.
We are charged with a duty of the highest
Non
import.
mais vous, de toute façon, c'est clair, vous êtes des tordus, hein.
And you think your dead brother...
I know they would. They gave their lives now. To what?
Cyril told me of your work here.
I see. May the firebirds flame.
Ah ouais, super. Allez, salut les connards. Hein. Belle bande de trous du cul.
But for a survey, I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril.
Ouais, allons donner ça à Cyril et terminons-en avec ces quêtes annexes de merde. On va ouvrir cette porte. Waouh! Ah, la porte était bloquée par un truc en bois. C'est vrai que je n'aurais pas pu le casser avec les pouvoirs de... N'importe quoi en fait. Hein? Allez. Bon, allez. Ah, voilà ton rapport de recherche et laisse-moi rentrer. Il me reste 15 minutes de stream, j'aimerais faire de la quête principale.
Cyril, losses which could have been avoided. Were these your...
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service.
Even when death...
My lord, the Undying have served the Phoenix for countless generations. We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril, but allow me to offer... It does not further the cause of the Phoenix. Provide your survey parties with an escort. That they might think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix. Please.
I thank you. If you will permit me to respond, and we of the Undying will, as first...
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Ouais, super, merci. Waouh! Formidable, quelle récompense excellente. Bon! Est-ce qu'on n'aurait pas fait toutes nos quêtes annexes? J'en ai bien l'impression. On va pouvoir rentrer au repère. Et continuer la quête principale. Pendant les 15 dernières minutes qui nous restent. Non, j'irai pas voir le courrier, vous m'emmerdez là. Par contre, j'ai une récompense.
How may I help you today, Clive? You earned this.
Boucle dorée de
Best of luck out
charge.
there, Sid.
C'est de la merde, ça encore. Boucle dorée de charge. Réduit le temps de charge d'un tireur de 0,2 secondes. Waouh! Je suis vraiment ravi.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead...
Yeah.
Oh, it was only one man established his dominance. I'm sorry, brother. It's just... Perhaps the prince...
Ah, on retourne voir Dion. Super. C'est vrai qu'il me restait peu de temps et j'avais très envie de le consacrer à une énième cinématique sur Dijon.
Don't move.
Une femme?
It's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
Hold on a second.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand, then ultimately? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear.
Ugh.
And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Vraiment là, c'était nécessaire tout ce bordel
Well, Phoenix.
Oh, le vent se lève.
It would seem that I owe you my wings.
Il faut tenter de vivre. Je suis super content de ces 5 minutes de cinématique inutiles. J'espère qu'il s'en est sorti. On a perdu assez de temps, je suis bien d'accord. On a de temps à regarder les cinématiques de merde.
How long will it take us? Dunno, about the same amount, maybe less. If your uncle can find... All depends on where... Yes. As we have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile.
We must find a place they won't think to look.
The professor?
Ah oui, on parlait à Zezette.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey.
Oui, allez tous faire vos courses, là.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness.
I do.
Comment ça, des nouvelles quêtes de chasse? Je croyais qu'on avait fini avec les conneries, là. Je croyais qu'on avait terminé avec les trucs annexes pour ce soir. Rang S. Plusieurs marchands traversant régulièrement le désert de Velkiroge. Avoir aperçu une créature étrange sur internet, c'est sûr que serait tantôt un dragon, un sanglier ou même un serpent. C'est une chimère, quoi. Bah oui, mais c'est où? Bon, je m'en fous, on verra plus tard. Viviane.
Tell me you've come.
I'm not here for mid.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens?
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, and we're going to need a safe place.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blink.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would... Very little is known of Ash. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. If there is anywhere safe to land.
Then tell us what we will find.
But no...
All right. But interrupt me, and it's over. Barnabas Thumb, the one they call the last king. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed.
Waloed.
Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldamark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canva's streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment.
Bon, c'est la merde quoi, j'ai compris. Pas la peine de me faire une cinématique de 20 minutes hein, pour dire ça. Hein.
Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore.
Cette cinématique ne m'a servi à rien.
You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were... But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing.
Well said. Thank you, lady.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern...
Probably more, Mid. I need every... I'll fetch Joshua from...
Aye, Cap.
Oui, tout ça pour dire, oui, en fait, tu te souviens de la plage où tu as baisé comme un chacal? Eh bien, c'est là où il faut aller.
Allow me to educate
Viviane, back again. Oui,
I have the
oui,
details here.
Oui, Viviane, je suis toujours et encore de retour. Comment ça? Mais comment ça? Mais putain de ta race. Le jeu, ça suffit. Les quêtes annexes, là, tu m'en as fait 150. Je n'en peux plus. Qu'est-ce que tu me veux, Yoté, toi?
My Lord Marquis.
Yoté.
My lord, it's your brother, though he does his best to hide.
I had feared.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering,
but
his grace's case is severe. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my and thankfully a recipe was found, and our supplies, unless we can secure more soon.
Oui, je m'occuperai de ça la prochaine
I
fois.
know that I have no right.
For Joshua. So.
A rare herb by the name of
D'Arbacher, super. Pas de l'Arbacha.
The vigor it stores in its stem. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. The search continues for a new source.
So it's only that you can't reach?
Well...
Then I shall go. You've yet to find another source, correct? Besides, I'm a dominant.
Well, Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood. I shall remain here.
Ah ouh, il est 22h59, je vais pas m'occuper de ça. Le jeu me rend foufou. Bon, faudra que j'expédie ces quêtes annexes au début du prochain stream. On va juste débloquer la suite de l'histoire. J'espère qu'il n'y a pas trop de cinématiques quand même. Avant de débloquer la prochaine zone.
I have no reason to assume
Clive, you must listen.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, and what I discovered appears to...
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began, but while I've always known it to be now, however, I believe...
Master Clive, have you ever in your... I would think
Cercle
not,
de
but there was
Malus.
once a time when the faith flourished. The hints of its dogma remain embedded...
Wait, you said it waned on Storm.
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new... But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the... And so, you see...
It would appear the path... Though in this case, it would not have been possible without... To think. I am relieved.
I shall guard it with...
Joshua, if I need to speak to everyone before...
Right away.
Super, on va en apprendre plus sur le lore dans la prochaine zone, comme c'est étonnant.
If it please your grace, might I one day...
Allez tout le monde.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details. Only the important. We attempt to approach Stone here by sea. So instead we'll disembark. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of it, as well as slow our march. Only Joshua and a scout.
You bet your ass. Might still borrow some of
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into... If you sense any danger at all, you leave it.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for...
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and...
Jill, reste à la maison.
You'll be needing
But if there are no questions...
Oh, c'est bien, c'est concis comme cinématique ça. Oh.
Let me know when you're leaving.
Of course.
J'aime les cinématiques concises.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
Par contre, j'ai peur que si on lui parle à auto, on puisse plus revenir en arrière. Ce qui me ferait un peu chier. Il sera toujours à mes côtés. Encore de la merde, un vieux truc en bois avec un chocobo pixelisé dessus.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of papio nuts and all.
Still alive, are ya?
Oui, Caron, je suis vivant. Je te vends mes trucs et je vais t'acheter des potions.
It'd better all be here. Finished, are ya?
Allez. Je vais sauvegarder. Et je vais voir autour. Histoire de pas me faire avoir et de pas pouvoir revenir en arrière. Alors, tac. Thème. Sauvegarder. Tac. Niveau 43, formidable, je suis ravi Thérèse. Auto. Juste pour me dire que c'était incroyable du cul. Ok, tout ça pour ça. Bon, très bien. Allez, on s'arrête pour ce soir. La prochaine fois, on speedrun la quête annexe que l'autre nous a filée et on file aller péter la gueule à Odin. Pas de stream demain soir, donc la suite, le combat contre Odin jeudi, et on termine le jeu ce week-end. Voilà. Bah, je vous remercie et je vous souhaite une bonne fin de soirée et à la prochaine. Salut.